Problem 349. A rigid bar hinged at one end is supported by two identical springs, as shown in the figure. Each spring consists of 20 turns of 10 millimeter wire having a mean diameter of 150 millimeters. Compute the maximum shearing stress in the springs using equation 3-9. Neglect the mass of the rigid bar. Let's start by drawing the free body diagram of the rigid bar. So this is the pin support here. This is the rigid bar here. Then there's the load W, that is 10 kilograms, or that is 10 times 9.81, or that's 98.1 newtons. And then over here there is a spring, and that can be represented by tensile force P sub 1, and another one here, let's call that P sub 2. So from here to here is 2 meters, then another 2 meters, and another 2 meters. Okay, so let's call this point point A, and then we sum up moment at point A equals 0, clockwise moment as positive. Clockwise moment will be about A will be created by this. So that's positive 98.1 multiplied by the moment arm of 4. This P1 will create the counterclockwise moment, so that will be minus P1 times 2. And this P2 will also create the counterclockwise moment, so that's minus P2 times 6 equals 0. Okay, so let's just keep that equation like that for now. Okay, and let's go to the compatibility equation or the deformation. So let's bring this down here. Let's say this is the original position of the rigid bar. It's horizontal. And then after the application of the load, it goes like this. So that means this one here and this one here are the elongation of each of these springs. So let's just call this one delta 1, this as delta 2. So this is 2 meters, this is 6 meters by ratio and proportion. This is what we call the compatibility equation. That's delta 1 over 2 is delta 2 over 6, or 3 times delta 1 is delta 2. Okay, let's just call this one first equation 1. Then we know that deformation is 64 P1 R. By the way, the problem states that these are identical springs. So that means the mean radius, the number of turns, the modulus of rigidity, and the wire diameter are the same. So this is 64P, this is R cubed, D to the 4th. So if they're the same, that means on the right side, we have P2, this is still R, N over G times D to the power of 4. That means we can cancel out 64, the radius, modulus of rigidity, and the wire diameter. So this equation will reduce to 3P1 equals P2. Let's call this equation 2. So what we do now is we substitute 2 in equation 1. We'll substitute the value of P2 equals 3P1. So equation 1 becomes 98.1 times 4 minus P1 times 2 minus P2, which is now 3P1 times 6 equals 0. 98.1 times 4, we'll move this to the right. will become positive 2P1 plus 18 P1. We have 20 P1. That means P1 is 98.1 times 4 divided by 20, or P1 equals 19.62 newtons. Then P sub 2 is 3 times P1. That's 3 times 19.62 is 58.86 newtons. So now we can solve the shearing stress in each of the spring. Shearing stress using equation 3-9 is 16P R over pi d cubed multiplied by 1 plus d over 4R. So for spring number 1, the shearing stress is 16 times P1. That's 19.62 multiplied by the mean radius. Okay, before you proceed, the given values are, the mean radius is, or the mean diameter was given to be 150 millimeters. That makes the radius 75 millimeters. And the wire diameter is 10 millimeters, and the number of turns was 20. So the shearing stress for spring 1 is 16 times P1, that's 19.62, times R, 75, divided by pi divided by the diameter 10 cube, times 1 plus diameter 10 divided by 4 times R of 75. 7.74 megapascal. Shearing stress for spring 2 is 16 times P2, 16 times P2, which is 58.86, the same mean radius of 75 divided by pi divided by 10 cube times 1 plus 10 over 4 over 75. Shearing stress for spring 2 is 23.23 megapascal. So our answers are, for spring 1, this is the shearing stress, and this is the shearing stress for spring 2.